Good morning, everybody. This is Pirate R, commenting on the tournament between Blockmonoid and Thwol. Um, this is the final of the monthly two-player knockout, July 2024. Total number of players 73. Quite nice, right? Beating all those people and getting to the top. And this is the final game to decide who is the greatest champion of the monthly tournament. Alright, let's see all the players they have beaten. Quite the run. However, they were both lucky not to have encountered anybody in the first game. I think Thwol was at the very top. Where did he go? Somewhere. There he is. There's Thwol, and then Anonit and Lemurline, Sorios, Burger H, Colossus Cloud. Cool. And Block had the first game free. Bird 939, Smapty, Rosy View, Matcon, SGN. Alright, so yes, we are all set and ready. Ready to have six achievements. And then we will be ready to crown the winner. Alright. So I'm gonna message them to start because the stream is ready. Alright, I am just making sure. Okay. Alright, I have Smoku as well. Smoku might join and gabrielCDC might join. Alright, so we have metalworking and agriculture. I think I have this page way too small. I have to do a little more. 80% sounds good. Okay. So Thwol has sailing in hand. Okay. So he got pottery, and guess what he likes? He likes pottery. And Thwol has, Block has agriculture. Let me expand the screen, it looks too tiny. Alright, now we're good. He's got mysticism. Is he looking to use mysticism? Maybe not, but he is ready to share metalworking. Let's see. Did I join this tournament? I don't remember. If I did, I got kicked out, right? So let's see. It's the 17th of August for the July 2024 tournament. These tournaments could stretch a while, but it really depends on people's timings, when they find timings and all that stuff. Yes, Smoku said he's only here for a couple of hours, which is sweet. He's moving to another city in 10 minutes, but he decided to be here. So Thwol has domestication in his score pile, and he's got pottery and sailing. Now let's see who is ready for the achievement with, yes, masonry. I was about to say masonry. Because with masonry, you could actually mess up masonry by using mysticism, but I think agriculture and domestication are gone, so mysticism would be useless unless it ends up melding ores. Well, never mind. So code of laws. Block is collecting ones. I don't know one. Why? What is his strategy? He was maybe hoping to find masonry and get the early achievement, because with masonry you get monument, However, I have seen Monument with metalworking as well. During 2 turns, you end up scoring 5 cards. But I have seen that achievement being achieved only like twice that way. It's really hard, and depends if it is your lucky day. But, well, we'll see. So now Thwol has Code of Laws in his hands. Code of Laws and Sailing and Pottery. Is
Hello.
Hey there. Hey. How are you? Hey Gabriel. How is your morning?
Pretty good. And you? I just joined up the game. I didn't see the first few turns.
Okay.
Looks pretty balanced so far.
Yes, yes. They are both kind of thinking about the far future, I believe, right? Thwol has a couple of cards in his hands. He has Sailing and Pottery, of course. Um, and Block is collecting cards.
Hmm.
He tried to share metalworking by melding mysticism, but Thwol ended up melding masonry and got,
I see, I see.
yep,
And if Thwol, you said Thwol has pottery, uh, but the that's sort of a little bit defanged by block having agriculture.
exactly, yes,
And they both have enough cards in hand that it feels like clothing is not so much of a threat right now the way it sometimes would be.
exactly, yes, yep, yep.
I guess if Wall were to have oars, there's some risk there for Block.
Yes, absolutely. Unless the Block is sitting on oars, which he probably is,
Right.
and
Could be, yeah.
yep, our
Okay, so he's gonna do clothing anyway. I mean, it's not probably not a lot of value, but at least a little bit, and puts you ahead in leaves, so you're not as vulnerable to pottery
yes, that is
after
true.
seeing that sailing. Yeah.
Yep, selling works great. And there you go. And here comes Pottery.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
His favorite card. Yeah, he is not prepared to give Block the first achievement, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, can't quite prevent it with agriculture. But could just take it right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now the question is, who is sitting on oars?
Hmm.
Yep. Block has 2 cards in hands. I mean, he could do clothing, but it's not going to do anything. If he melds it, he would be even, and he would be sharing metalworking. So,
Hmm. And I wasn't paying close attention, or I think maybe one of the scores happened before I got here. Do we know what any of the things in the score pile are? The
no,
metalworking one. One of them
yeah,
came from metalworking, you said.
yes, that is the domestication through
Ah,
metalworking
I see, I
in
see.
Thwol's score pile. With Block,
I
I have
see.
no idea, but he's going for the first
Yeah,
achievement.
that came from clothing. Yeah, he was gonna score an sheet. So then, aside from oars, the other ones that we don't know about are archery and writing and
Yes, and that other one,
the
the
wheel.
city states, I believe.
Yeah.
City states has not shown up. Probably because if Thwol has city states, um, yeah, his agriculture might get covered. So I don't think he wants to use city states just yet.
Hmm. And in the other direction, pottery might get covered. I don't think either of them would be happy with being the one to use city states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Thwal doesn't share. He doesn't see the point. He's gonna give the card. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like there is at least some point to sharing there in that you put pressure on Block. Now Block has no need to immediately achieve. Although I don't know what the second move is going to be.
I would
I
achieve
guess you could
because
share mysticism. Ah, yeah.
that was so evil.
Yeah, good, good. Now Paul has a little more pressure to do something to make something work.
I mean, yeah, if he ends up having what's that thing? Yeah, he could not achieve. If he had construction, he could have achieved empire, but
Hmm.
I guess he did not get that in hand. So,
Oof, not not a good metalworking turn.
mm-hmm. Yep. Guess what Block's first move is? He's checking to see what is in his score pile. He might swap with canal building, but we'll see. Alrighty. So, how is life over on your part of the town?
It's pretty good, and you?
Pretty good. My school started, so yeah, I'm kind of ready for the stressful side to, show their face. Uh, so all fun.
Did did you watch any of the Olympics?
Only the highlights where people were saying, "Hey, look at this, look at that," and my husband kept
It's,
pointing out this thing and that thing to me. Hey, look at that game and look out. He is so pro-American. It's not even funny. Like if USA would be against the world's best team for something, my husband would be like rooting for American. We could win this, we could win this, we could win this, just this thing, just that thing. Okay, that's cool. He is just a total good old American boy.
I guess everyone has to have the thing that they like. I you know, I can't really get into that style of rooting. Like for me, it's more like seeing these like amazing feats of athleticism. I don't even really care about where they're from. But anyway,
Mm-hmm. Now Block is thinking about achieving. Really, dude, come on. He's looking.
yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense because metalworking like can like sort of come out of nowhere and let ball steal the one. I feel like it's not achieving is a risk.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And
There is
so
always that option.
if I know Block, he's thinking about what the probability is for like, okay, let's say Thwol does metalworking. What is the chance that he gets two hits in a row? Am I willing to take that chance?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, like it's kind of like if you look at the rest of his board, it's not like there's not like a other like really great stuff going on there. Like once he's got that one, what is he gonna do? Clothing is totally inert. Tools is not really useful until he gets to the threes. Mysticism is shared and like sort of could lead to something explosive for a Thwol. Canal building is sort of at most you want to use it once. So it's understandable that he'd like to get a more dynamic board.
Hmm. That's yes. 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 So the last. Mm-hmm.
Like metalworking and sailing, both pretty dynamic and head in crowns, which is a nice place to be heading into the threes and fours.
That's true. That is true. Yep. Block was joking, how to play. He wanted to know how to play innovation in just a few minutes ago. And what was Block's? What was Thwal's response? He said, uh, "Da da 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 da." Yep. Thwal said the goal is to display all piles with the code of laws. I think so. Yep. They are ready to rock and roll. So, hmm, there you go.
Drew first just to get that more information.
Yep. I think he might be looking for mathematics.
could be.
Alright, so let's see. Thwol is gonna go for
If I'm
metalwork.
12 here, I feel like I want to get back into the fight for the achievements. Let me continue to metal work and hope for the best. But he may have a different idea. He's got a bunch of twos in hand, which could include some nice ones. We
Mm-hmm.
saw what most of them were, didn't we? The currency and calendar. I guess you could just do currency. I wouldn't want to cover up sailing, but
Okay, so he got feudalism. He can still get engineering and alchemy and machinery.
hmm,
These three are still open.
might be worth it to just do optics. He's behind in score and ahead in crowns, and but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe better to do a little bit of metalworking first and optics later.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Yep.
have a two, so getting optics done also helps with the technology level.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Optics, if it works, can turn out to be really awesome. I had a game once where the other player was scoring a lot and I had just optics against him. I was behind on everything and I would use optics
Mm.
and it actually worked. So I would grab the achievement before he could. It was crazy.
Yeah, that kind of tempo play is really nice.
Yeah. Yep. But it's all like depends on if it's your day or not. so
Yeah,
so are you Gabriel, are you joining tournaments these days or not?
I am. I'm in a few right now. Tournaments go slowly, so if I join a tournament, it takes a while before that's reflected in any finals or anything like that, if I even make it. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm enjoying it these days. How
Mm-hmm.
about you?
I kind of you know reduced joining tournaments, but still, it seems like I have joined too many tournaments because this last week, I think.
I do see your name in some of the lists of the ones that I'm in.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I join and then sometimes I, unjoin. So
Oh, I see.
it's just me. Ah, there it is. There goes machinery. And now machinery cannot be used.
That's Yeah, block. I'm sure is like a little sad about that. Like with the he had the leaf lead. Now he's shared the leaf lead, and he doesn't get machinery. So I feel like now he's at risk. Like tied in leaves, he better like defend himself now, or he runs the risk of you know. We already know that Paul has calendar.
Yep, but calendar at the moment would be useless because he has more cards in his hands than in his score pile.
I just meant for the leaves. Like he could put down calendar, then he'd have the lead in leaves, then he could use machinery.
Oh, yes,
Um,
absolutely. That is true.
and he also has currency, which it's real dangerous for block if Wall is able to get so many cards in hand with currency. With so many ones, twos, and threes, he can be like scoring, well, I don't know, two, three, four, like nine a turn, and get the special achievement, get monument. He can aim toward doing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. But on the other hand, if block is sitting on ores, they are both even with
Hmm.
castles at this time. And if block is sitting on ores,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
entirely
I forgot
possible,
about ores. Yeah.
guess who's getting screwed?
Never forget about ores until you know where it is.
That is so true.
I mean, if Block is sitting on ores now, he has to be scared because he might be about to lose it to like whatever his best card is. If he doesn't have leaves to defend, which like maybe he didn't, he might be about to lose it. So now I feel like if I'm 12, unless I really love all my threes, I'm thinking should I do this trade? Might be worth it.
Right. I mean, Thwol has he has paper in hand. One of his cards is paper, and the other one is
Mm.
optics. So I don't think Thwol wants to lose paper, especially paper, because it's just way too popular.
I see. So maybe he wants to set up for it. Could like play a couple of things this turn and set up for a machinery in the future.
Probably.
Might be too slow.
Might be too slow, you're right, yes. Because if he melds, what's that thing, the calendar, that's going to mess up his leaf count. Sorry, not leaf, but the bulb counts. So
Mm.
paper might
Although,
be.
you know, you often don't want to trade mathematics. I mean, share mathematics because it lets the opponent double mathematics on the turn that you share it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are right. I think that is exactly why mathematics was shared. I mean, not he was melded. Sorry. I guess my caffeine has not, you know, started working at this time.
Yeah,
It's
I was when Block melded mathematics, I was wondering if that was like more like an aggressive thing or an act of desperation, or if it was a defensive thing, so that like, okay, I don't want Wall to take it with machinery. So I think that'll be an interesting question about that moment, like what he was thinking at that point about mathematics, whether it was a more offensive or defensive move.
mm-hmm. It's true. That is true. Okay, hey, Campbell is here.
Mm.
Okay,
And
let's
so
see.
Thwal did indeed not want to trade that paper, like you said.
Yep, yep.
I feel
Thank you.
like
Mm-hmm.
with paper down and still tied in leaves and the leading crowns, Thwal looks like he's in a good position for now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Even though he lost the first
It's on
achievement.
block to sort of generate some change in the dynamics.
Okay. Hey, we have another super player, John. Hey, John. Welcome to the tournament commentary.
Hello, hello. Hey, Gabriel. I wouldn't
Hey,
call
long
myself.
time no see.
Yeah, likewise. I wouldn't call myself a super player, but maybe I'll say something stupid that people enjoy. um, I was gonna ask whether. Well, I guess it's a late task, but I was wondering on Thwal's last move whether you thought using Code of Laws to tuck something would be too slow.
Actually, you know what? That could help with paper.
Right.
Yes, I know in some games people have done that with code of laws and gone crazy with paper, and of course, then they are looking for, what is that other card? Uh, to play right and get the achievement, right? So,
Right.
get
Invention.
invention, yes. I have forgotten all the names, so I have to keep the list of cards open. Alright, here we go. So, yep, so far they are both thinking a lot, planning for their move. There you go. Block is not ready to share mathematics, I guess. So they're even in leaves, and well, Block has more bulbs now.
uh, and crowns Thwal's ahead, and we know Thwal has currency. I feel like that's sort of a real threat with this many cards in hand.
That is always that is always the danger, yes.
I mean, he'd have to give up paper to do it, but when he's ready to cash in, which, probably not yet, there's not a direct threat from block of any sort of score.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's ready to cash in, that's a lot of score right away.
Mm-hmm. Now if
What
Thwol
is
is
it like?
sitting
Could
on
be 13 points with one action.
Maybe this is why I'm not a better player, but by now I would have definitely clicked paper, I think. Well, maybe not. No, I think I might have. Like the share
It,
would get both you and. I mean, the share would be something, but it wouldn't. All the lower cards are gone, so it's not like you're giving away H4 or anything.
right. I was actually thinking about ores. Ores has not shown up so far. And if Thwol is sitting on ores and using it, well, guess what? Yep, yep. Now level 5 cards are supposed to have the biggest number of crowns. So we still have 7 cards in level 4, and the crowns in level 4 are what? Gunpowder, printing press, navigation, enterprise. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. Level 5 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a few. And, okay, level 6 has 4. Alright, so level
Too
5
far
has.
in the future to worry about level 6.
Um, yep. But that's what we were saying, is that with ores seem to be the most dangerous card, and of course the rudest, you know, rudest card. Well, machinery is the rudest card. Ores is a thing by itself.
Yeah, at least Oris, you get something back. So with this philosophy play, Paul maintains the parity in leaves. So if Block wants to take a leaf lead and use medicine, it's going to be like a very marginal gain for using his entire turn. Now Thwol has a scoring engine again, and so he can continue to score while he improves what happens when he uses paper. He takes back the lead in bulbs. So I think this is like a fairly strong play. The one cost there is giving up the crowns, which right now is not relevant, but as we know, is a nice thing to have a lead in later in the game.
Mm-hmm. That is true. True. That is true. I think with machinery, now looking at machinery, I know Block had once made a move where, I mean, the cards were not swapped, but he still managed to score whatever castle he had in hand to grab the achievement. So he
Hmm.
has done that before. But they are, with innovation, people's minds are so innovative that you just sit
Yeah.
there thinking, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Okay, so let's see. So now bulbs are shared, even number of leaves.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know much of what's in Block's hand, but I feel like if I'm Block here, I'm feeling a little desperate. Like, uh, Ball can be using paper and drawing three. Ball is ready to achieve the two already. We know he has currency in hand and can sort of like cash that in at some point. That does not, none of that feels great to me if I'm Block and I'm like, how can I inject him chaos here? How can I share something that, forces him to meld some things over what he's got? How can I get us up into the higher tech levels to make things more chaotic? Even though Block is ahead in achievements, the board state is such that if I'm playing this, I'd much rather take 12th position.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Depending, do we know what that 3 is that Thwol is holding? Because depending what it is, he could use philosophy to splay paper and score his 4 and then trade Block's entire hand for that 3.
Oh, does that give him more leaves? Yes, it does. You are right. You are right. Yep. Yep.
I think it's optics, right?
Yes.
Oh, Twelve just scored something from his hand, so he might have scored optics. One of the things in his hand was optics, and I don't think we know what the other one was.
Exactly, yes. Now, machinery and medicine are already in place, so the remaining
And we've
three.
seen engineering, we've seen feudalism, those are the other ones in Wall's score pile.
So we are looking at alchemy and translation, compass. Yep, these three are still out. So alchemy and translation in. So he went for. Okay, now that definitely creates
It changes things.
Yep, machinery. I think he's just going to use a steam engine.
Yeah, probably.
Yep, instead of grabbing a 5. Yep.
He could sort of hope to hit gunpowder.
Yes, you are right. That would be big trouble for Thwol.
Good way to attack machinery. It's kind of a little bit like little hopeful, but maybe you have to be hopeful, like not an easy position for Block right now.
So yeah, he is trying to counter machinery by melding map making.
See?
That means the one in his hand is a castle. Probably ores, I don't know. You know, it was so funny.
The other ones that we saw that we didn't see were what? Archery and city states and the wheel.
Yes, these 3 are missing still. Yes. So ores, wheel, archery, and city states. Yes. Yep, writing and tools. Tools never got used. It was melded but never used. So let's see. Now it's Thwol's turn. And
yeah, if he lets Block keep the crown lead, then he's at risk of losing out on that 2 achievement. So he's got to do. I mean, either accept that or take that achievement himself, or do something to protect crowns. Feel like I just took the achievement. Okay, and he agrees.
so now it really depends on if he will use machinery, because whatever 4 in his hand is, well,
Might not be worth it anymore with only three
exactly.
there.
Now the 4s, that would be kind of at this time, colonialism, anatomy, perspective. So the other ones I think are a little more useful, a lot more useful.
He could philosophize again, put pressure on score while preparing for an even more monster paper next turn.
Absolutely. Yep. So John, how was your morning?
So far, so good.
Okay.
Yeah. A little early for me to be on BGA, but this is fun. It's fun to be here with you guys.
Thank you for joining us. What is the time zone you're in?
I'm Mountain Time.
Mountain? Oh my gosh, yes, that is early. But thankfully the game started a bit later than expected, so uh, we are, I was able to get my breakfast, and actually my chai is cold. Anyway, never mind. Alrighty. Gabriel, what about you? Had a good breakfast?
No, I got up and immediately joined.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Are you one of those innovation junkies? BGA junkies?
Mm, no, just an early riser, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I was just afraid I would oversleep because because I did not want to set an alarm because that wakes up everybody. So, but surprisingly, I woke up and I'm like, oh, it's too dark. Look up and it's 7:37. Oh no. So, yep, I had to hustle. So, Thwol, thank you.
Okay, he does use machinery. Wow.
Okay.
That must not have been a very good for. I
Yes.
guess it sets him up nicely for all kinds of things. He probably also didn't know what that one was.
Mm-hmm. There goes alchemy. Okay, so he's still hanging on to optics.
And currency.
Yes. Which I like. You had said currency would be more useful if he uses paper or philosophy or something. Uh oh.
Gabriel called it.
Yes.
Now it'll be paper, probably, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, he might want to cover over the yellows so that gunpowder is no longer able to make progress.
I mean, that really depends which yellow would be in his hand. I mean, optics we
Mhm.
know, and all those twos in his hands,
But
he.
yeah, there was no one. There was no yellow one. No yellow three. We've seen at least one of the yellow twos in Block's tableau.
Okay, so he is.
But he did find a yellow some way or other.
Yep. So paper did work. Oh well.
So now I feel like if I'm Block, I'm like, okay, can I get away with doing some steam engineering and set myself up to have a nice education? And also maybe I can hit if I'm lucky, I get the three that way. Okay, that way works too. Better, more sure than the line I saw.
Oh man, that was yeah, that was thoughtful. Map making actually worked. I guess he was actually afraid of machinery, which did its turn, but melding map making did its work as well. So yep,
Hmm.
now Thwol is kind of. Let's see, he's gonna try philosophy maybe a couple of times. No, philosophy and paper to try to go for invention. All right, let's see.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also with education there and the lead and bulbs, like he doesn't want Block to be able to get way ahead with education. Both of these players, I think, prefer fives to sixes though, so maybe he'd actually be okay with that.
Okay, so he scored a 2. Let me see. What twos would be open? Probably canal building. Did anybody melt canal building or fermenting?
Canal building, we saw that Block has canal building in this tableau.
Okay, so that may have been scored
Could
good.
be fermenting.
Okay. But fermenting
I,
would be
I,
very useful.
yeah.
More useful than paper well, just as useful as paper. Wow. Block is on
That
a
was
scoring.
that was a good hit.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't need to achieve right now. He's not really vulnerable.
Yep. Or maybe he
I
should.
guess like I'm still obsessed with this idea of some monster currency. Like Thwol is close to like you know having just like a really dominant uh currency, right?
True.
Get like he's got every value. He's about to have a six. Like now he can play currency, score six cards, get the special achievement, and have his score go up by whatever that is, like 25 or something.
Mm-hmm. That's, yep.
He's sharing currency if he does it right now, but okay, you take 4 points, I take 25, and the special achievement.
Yep. But in the meantime, Block can still achieve the fifth achievement.
Yeah, so maybe it's like it would be too it wouldn't have enough short-term value to take the line that I just outlined. Maybe he's got to do something else, either attack that score pile or start racking up score more quickly to guarantee the six or something like that.
Yep. Sixth would be, if Block gets to 5 achievements, that would be a very heavy pressure on Thwol. Because with currency, I mean, he'll have to cover paper, which I don't think he wants
I
to
think
do.
he's got enough cards in hand.
He does,
Yeah,
yes.
speaking of cards in hand, anytime I see whether it's my hand or someone else's hand with that many cards, it makes me nervous.
Yes. Yep.
Since Block is ahead in crowns, like I feel like for me naturally in a situation like this, I'm thinking, okay, how do I check the score? Oh, pirate code, but like that's not really on the table. Um, I think medicine, but medicine is already gone. Like anatomy is far too slow.
Yep.
That score pile is too diverse for statistics to be a very good attack. So maybe there's not like even if Thwol's hand is like everything he wants it to be, maybe there's not really a good attack available.
Yeah, and I think statistics has already been scored with Steam Engine as well.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah. Maybe we didn't see navigation, but again, with Block having the lead in crowns, it would be useful.
Let me see. Yep, navigation got covered. I guess that was Steam Engine, I believe. So, let's see.
Yeah, I thought Thwol was ahead here, but Block is like taking what I think of as like the strategy I prefer, like just racing for the achievements as fast as possible, ignoring board and hand state, focusing on score and achievement state. So maybe that will work for him. Maybe if I'm Thwol, I'm thinking, okay, I better get the six. Like, can't stop the five, better get the six.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, well, I guess he's gonna go for perspective, right? Let's see. And that's 4 cards. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Okay, so he's not achieving just yet. Let's see if yep, well, he's achieving next turn. Canning, machine tools and canning. Okay, so he gets the 5th achievement, and Then he can go for
Nice score for the 6-1, but
exactly.
I think by then Thwol will already have whatever he's going to score from perspective, presumably.
Mm-hmm. Right, but he does not have a 5 on board, so yes.
Yeah, he's not going to get the 5, but he can basically guarantee the 6 if he wants.
Mm-hmm. Now he may be thinking about with perspective. He might be returning 2 useless 4s that Block is going to use with steam engine.
That's reasonable.
Because Thwol
He
thinks
could also be thinking, maybe I want to do paper first. Okay.
okay, so he returned a 1.
Would be possible to get monument by using perspective twice, but
Yeah. And you're not worried about Block achieving the 6 next time, so you'll still have time to meld that 6 and achieve it
also some
if Block seems to be threatening.
yeah. Also some protection for, or chance to share an education can pull 7.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically like what I was imagining from currency, but just like a version of that that keeps paper available, that like increases that lead in light bulbs, maybe like a tiny bit more costly in terms of like the cards that you have to return, but probably worth it overall. So a nicer line than the currency line, not shared because of the crowns.
So I guess we mostly know that Reformation is either in Block's hand or score pile. I was just thinking about, like Thwol's got the hand, but Block's got a lot more cards up on the tableau.
Mm-hmm.
And without Reformation, there's no easy way to fix that. Because industrialization is also tucked under gunpowder.
Oh, I didn't realize.
My favorite card. I love industrialization, man.
Funny how long you took to decide on that last card for perspective that time. I guess maybe he was just trying to figure out like the entire set of cards in return. I guess we'll see if he's got one of those like steam engine tricks, like you said. Probably not. You'd like want to do that if you were going to do both of them. Since he already returned to 1, probably not.
He returns
It
a
is
5.
one that would be accessible to steam engine.
He returned a special 5 to be utilized with steam engine.
Interesting.
I know, that's, yeah. And we know he cannot score the 1 because map making is still looking at it.
Maybe that's like aimed at like the 7s, that 5, like don't want to let steam engine blah blah blah, so that the 7s become available. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's an odd number, like 1, 5, 4, 4 6s. I'm not sure I get it.
Maybe that's to prevent mathematics getting blocked all the way to 6.
Ah, Yes,
Yeah, and Block can't just draw a six now, and mathematics is way into seven also, I guess.
that is true. That is quite true. Yes, because he does not have a 6 on board.
Well, I mean, I think it's very hard for me to imagine Block not achieving the five with one of his actions. I feel like if I'm Block, like despite whatever, like that huge lead in the score, like Thwol's like top cards are not super dynamic. Like paper gives you a lot of draws, but like there's nothing on Thwol's board that gives melds. Um, so I'm still thinking, is there a way for me to get to seven? I know that Thwol can draw a lot, but can I, set myself up so that I can get that seven? And I think it's possible with some luck from Steam Engine or something like that.
Yeah,
There's a line.
you almost hate to draw or to use Steam Engine knowing that Thwol knows what that 5 is and you don't. Speaking only for myself. But
Did we see vaccination? I feel like we saw it.
Um, I think
Maybe I
so.
imagined it.
Let me see. It was canning. Actually, it was canning, I believe.
yeah, that's right.
Okay. So then there's only like a very small chance. There's only like one six potentially that yellow six that Black could hope to hit with Steam Engine. So it's not like a super likely line to be able to get that seven, but I feel like hard to see other lines for me right now. I guess throw yourself into the chaos and educate.
Yeah, but that almost guarantees Thwol both the 6 and the 7.
Yeah. But if he doesn't see a line to like do something, he's not going to get the seven anyway. Like Thwol can meld, achieve six, paper, meld the seven, and like right now there's no clear line, even though that's like two whole turn cycles and then a third one to achieve. I don't see a clear line for Block to guarantee the
Seven.
to have 35 points by that point.
Yeah, it's like all of Block's moves are sort of unappealing at this point.
Yeah.
Draw, Steam Engine, Education, Math, they're just all blocked. It's a really good game.
I'm sorry?
It's just a really interesting game to watch. They're both. I don't know which side I'd pick at this point. What do you think, Gabriel?
I like Thwol's chances. I have been too often in a situation that sort of like looks like Blocks, like ahead in achievements, nothing splayed, but then sort of running out of steam into the middle game, and I've had that position many times, and I feel like against skilled players, like I'd rather have the other side.
Mm-hmm. So now Thwol's basically got to meld whatever 6 that is and achieve,
Right.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's a good one. Not
Well,
green.
if it is atomic theory, then yes, that would be the perfect one.
I guess it's not red, it's not green, could be purple.
I mean, Thwol knew that this was the situation he was getting himself into last turn, so that he had other options. So I guess it can't be that bad.
Yeah, I wonder if it's what if could be like encyclopedia, which would be potentially interesting. I guess depending what the fives are. Although I can't imagine anything that would make using encyclopedia to meld all those fives worth it afterwards, like next turn.
So Thwol had returned banking because he was behind on crowns. He is behind. And he knew that would be useless. So he just decided to sacrifice it, knowing it will get tucked with steam engine. But yes, it was a very thoughtful move.
So suppose that Thwol does this thing that John said and melds to whatever six that is and then achieves to protect. In that situation, how close is Block to being able to make sure that he's the one who gets the seven?
I don't see a good way. John, what do you
So
think?
if he steam engines, he can get the score.
Right. So if Thwol melds the six and achieves, then Block can draw and use mathematics to get to seven, and on the next turn use steam engine to get the score. Right.
Right.
Assuming he doesn't mathematics a yellow seven.
Mm-hmm.
Mathematics could be shared though, right? Oh, right. But then Thwol only has a four at that point. So
right.
It gets so crazy because in one turn we guys are like supporting this one player one. Hey, this he has the board. He's gonna win in 2 turns. Blah blah blah. And next turn it's like the other player does something crazy and just changes the face of the game.
totally.
It's just crazy. But that's what makes the game so much fun. All the unexpected, all the surprises.
Yeah. Another sort of weird or another dynamic at play is that Thwol has a lot more insight maybe at this point as to what cards are available. I guess it's not really true anymore since so many of them are fives. It's like Block's got more cards on his tableau, but Thwol has seen a lot more. So he may be able to use that information somehow.
That's true. True.
So if we imagine that Thwol has seen the same lines that we've seen, then taking the line of
Ooh.
I was going to say taking the line that we were saying, like meld that six, whatever it is, and achieve. You're going to get the six. Block is going to get the seven. Doing it this way, okay, maybe Block gets the six, but it might be awkward for Block to get that six, and now Thwol gets the seven.
Yeah, and the only way that Block gets the six is by allowing Thwol to get up to 8, right?
Yeah. And it means that you've got to mathematics your way into the one that Thwol just very intentionally put on the top of the sixes.
Yes.
Again and again, yeah.
So I think like all of us were thinking basically what we said, like, just meld that six, whatever it is, take that sacrifice and achieve, and Thwol saw what seems to be a much better line.
I am trying to figure out what is the six he returned. Encyclopedia?
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Completely wipe out maths and get a useless one, but yes.
Gabriel, I agree it's a better line, but on the other hand, I just hate to be one achievement away from defeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, the other way, we were also talking about one achievement away from defeat, just like, different achievement.
Right. Less apparently so the other way.
Yeah. I don't know, like when we were playing more often with each other, John, I feel like at least at that time I favored like real time, and it seemed like that was what you and I played against each other more. Um, my experience with Thwol, he doesn't like real time at all and wants to really take his time and really think through these things in a way that like I like that time pressure. Um, and he really doesn't. He wants to take his time and like be like very cold blooded about all of this. I don't know what you're like with this.
Yeah, I think I'm more like you. I prefer the real time. Just
He did it. He did it. He's like I've got to make my move, and he's gonna take that six and let it be encyclopedia or whatever in order to get the achievement.
Wow.
It's funny if he's like pausing now, like he's gonna not do it. That's not plausible.
I know, because he does want to achieve the sixth achievement. There you go.
No.
Encyclopedia.
Um,
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
yeah, and it's like out of steam, encyclopedia, gunpowder, like really inert, not making completely inert, like education, like not useful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All these cards and like nothing really useful to do in the tableau. So
What? Yeah. I mean, just
let's
looking at
let's
the
watch
achievements.
Angle.
Yeah. This is a funny situation. Looking at just the achievements, like 2 to 5, it's like how could 12 possibly win? But looking at it, everything other than the achievements, it sort of goes the other way.
Yeah, I mean, so if we're like, let's imagine we're blocked. Like, what is our like, what can we hope for? Like, I guess special achievement seems like most likely. Um, Encyclopedia does unlock certain things that might not be possible with the special ways to get the special achievements. Like, I don't remember whether we know what the three or the twos are, but like, you know, there's a lot of crowns on Block's side of the tableau.
Translation, maybe, or something.
Yeah, translation. 12 doesn't have a red card, so like,
Construction.
uh-huh.
Canning. Okay.
So is he gonna do this again? If he does it again, like sort of like showing his hand, no, he doesn't do it again.
Okay. Is it like trying to
Oh,
fight
he's just gonna get
corporations?
mathematics back.
Yes, you are right. Interesting.
So this is like he's racing for the nine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And corporations is not super useful here. Like you don't really want to let Block up into the eights
Exactly. Yes.
that quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. Though with canning, there's a lot that. Well, is there a lot? Canning.
I mean, if you can, you lose mathematics.
Like display. What is displaying achievement called?
Oh, I forget. Let me see.
Convention?
Wonder.
Yes, wonder.
Yeah.
I know, we're all scratching our heads.
I mean, Thwol, like, if he can get to the nine, he wins. So, like, it's just a matter of how long is that going to take and what eights are going to get him there faster. Block has to get up to the eights before and improve that score before mathematics is going to be useful.
I wonder if part of my reptile brain just thought, what about just using mysticism over for as long as it works?
Thwol picked that one.
Yeah.
Although, he had only a couple of ones to choose from, presumably. So.
Right. And it was a long time ago before mysticism was, although maybe Thwol thought about it, sort of. We still don't know what happened to Ors, right?
Yeah, maybe it was the achievement.
It's possible, or he may be sitting on it, Thwol. But also, if Block shares mysticism and melds, what's that card, the wheel on Thwol's board and wipes him out with gunpowder, he gets a little bit of score.
But mysticism isn't shared right now.
Oh yeah, dang it.
Oh wow.
He is going with maths. He wants to
This
go to
is
9.
just like full desperation mode.
Yes. Because Thwol has
I mean,
8s.
if I'm Thwol, I snap share this.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Thwol has a different idea. He doesn't wanna
Overshare.
let the situation get that chaotic.
Hmm.
Maybe he thinks he's got better control, like just like let him get to the eight, but nothing in hand and not enough score to get to nine. I don't know. I guess it depends on what those eights are.
Yeah. It also, the higher up that Block gets, the more likely it is that he can take the crown one, whatever that is. Empire.
Computers.
Also, just like the higher it gets, the more it's like sudden death, like someone just ends the game somehow.
Oh, like that.
Ooh, that is.
There goes computer.
But all of these, the eight and the nine both have factories.
They do, okay, yeah. So philosophy and perspective are wiped out.
Normally, I'd see mobility and I'd be like, oh wow, Block is back in it, but.
So Thwol's next turn, clearly he's got to achieve 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then he could use computers, I guess. Is there any other plausible move that you see?
I mean, he doesn't have to achieve, like, we have to see what Block's second action is before we know whether he has to achieve. And he certainly doesn't have to achieve on his first action, right? He can, like, do something else first. Like, let's say he does computers or whatever. He can do that and then achieve with the second move if the game is still going, right? Like, maybe, that computers is bioengineering and the game is over and he doesn't even need to achieve or whatever.
Oh. Yeah, so you would do computers first rather than achieving first.
I would definitely not achieve first. I don't think there's anything that could come out with computers that like makes it so that I don't get to achieve the 9. And maybe you hit globalization and just end the game on the spot, or bioengineering, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Would you share this one?
Nope.
Probably not.
Thwol passed, yeah. Because computers is too cool of a card to lose.
And you don't wanna like give Block.
You see, he has only 7 greens. There goes the 9.
Okay, so he does it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
because you don't want to share
computers.
But yeah, computers would be shared.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's just going to grab a 9, I believe.
Oh. What? Maybe share corporations? Would that be crazy?
Meld an 8
I mean,
would
it's
probably
too chaotic
combine.
for Thwol. Like that is not his style. Like you don't know what the eights are going to be.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and now they're both at 5 achievements, so yes. The hopes that, I sort of thought with computers he might get Empire, Block might, but now those chances are ruined. So let's see. Splay your red or your green cards up. If he splays his green cards up, greens do not have any castles. And he does not. And reds or greens. Does Block have 3 castles? He does already. So
Yeah. So one more clock.
yep.
He'd get the leaves from green.
Yeah, one more clock and 2 more leaves. Yep, for Block. And a clock and a castle.
Yeesh.
Left splayed, okay, yeah. I mean, if he has like a castle in hand, so he grabbed a
He
9.
draws instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess here it's hard to handicap this because so much depends on the hidden information. What is in Thwol's hand. I feel like I still like Thwol here.
He is looking at the cards in hands, yes. Because Empire is the, yeah, Empire would be the one to achieve right now. Unless it's a universe. But universe is a little slower. That would require 3 more cards. It's way too interesting at this point.
Dying to know whether Thwol drew a card that has a clock on it.
I know, he has to splay up his yellows in order to get Empire. So yeah, I bet you he is looking at Empire and Universe at this time. He might just be drawing. Okay, no, it's Block's turn. He drew a 9.
As soon as he does play up the yellows, then mysticism is shareable.
Yeah.
What is there that can splay up yellows? Specialization.
Empire or empiricism. Although that's an 8 out of 9. Or is it a 9 or an 8?
It's an 8, but he has an 8, which we don't know. Okay, Block is drawing. I feel like not where you want to be when you're in the 8s and 9s. Is drawing instead of the powerful diagonals. But
so yes, a specialization plays yellow or blue cards up.
and we talked about that one a million times. Like we know it could have been the wheel, could have been ores, could have been city states. All of those have castle.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one other thing that it could have been. Archery also has castle, so he has a castle in hand, unless we've miscounted the ones.
So yes, if he just melds one more castle and one more clock, which means he might not have an extra castle in hand, or it might cover.
I don't think it's possible for it to cover. Oh, maybe it could cover some other symbol.
That's what I'm saying.
Like if, yeah, satellites would cover
the wheel.
Yes, satellites would wipe out his factories. Yeah.
Oof.
But satellites would splay the purple up, and it would say meld a card from your hand, which could.
However, melding satellites, I mean, that would make mobility pretty much a necessity for block, right?
Yep.
Although, at this point, since the 9's been achieved, score only matters for limited purposes.
For the sudden death or whatever.
Yep.
So,
Those last two achievements are very, yes. Those are like the last desperate moves, of the game.
I mean, if Thwol makes a move toward Empire but doesn't get it, if Thwol indicates that he's moving toward Empire, at that point, Block can just start attacking with mobility. The light bulbs will go away immediately. So unless Thwol can immediately achieve it or make a threat to do something else while preparing for it, he's not really very close.
yeah. Though, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. At the same time, you have to be a little bit afraid of what 8s you'd be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's not what you want to be doing as Block, giving him an 8 for a couple of not very useful low scoring things, and you're not making much progress toward having a higher score.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if Block could get himself up and score, then mathematics is threatening a game ender, but still far behind in score. That's such a slow process.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since Block was doing what he wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't done commentaries in a while. So it was kind of getting to be too stale just playing these games and not having a crazy final. So, and then Thwol said, "Hey, we're in a final." I'm like, "Yes." So, but yeah, last year I did a lot of those commentaries, and I just got so exhausted. I'm like, no, because I was working at the same time, and then what about, let's say, 2.5 to 3 hours for these tournaments. There were 2 or 3 finals every week, so it was, yeah, kind of sapping me.
A lot.
Oh yes.
That is.
So we're just looking at Empire and what's that thing? Universe.
So we were talking about what is Thwol's path to Empire? What is Block's path to Empire? Does he have a realistic one? Sort of with no displays, it's a little hard.
Yeah, splitting the greens would do it.
Oh, just playing the greens is enough.
Well, plus a clock.
Uh-huh.
No, Thwol does
Maybe
not
whatever
have 3.
displays the greens.
No, he has to splay up the yellows. I think he needs one more castle. He has only 2.
Oh,
We were talking about for Block.
Oh, for Block. Let's see. And you said splay greens?
Yeah, I thought I would do it for a second, but he's lacking a clock. The greens would give him the leaves that he would need.
But is there even a way in the 9s, which is sort of where he is, to display greens? I don't think so. Computers, but that's already out.
So yes, splay up greens. Yes, that will give him everything but the 3rd clock. What is the 9 that splays up greens?
Just computers. So it's not actually feasible for him to display his greens.
Yep, except that Thwol is not going to share computers.
In the tens, there's the internet. I mean, I guess there's like this desperation move. No, because then that covers up your castles. Are there enough castles if you play up green? No.
Yes, playing up greens for Thwol is not useful.
Weird.
Yep.
Yeah, for block, mysticism is his only castle card.
Uh-huh.
That's true. That's true. But like you had said, mysticism is not going to be shared by Thwol, so
I'm very curious what that one is that Thwol put down there.
he might be, yes, you're right, he might be doing that for mysticism. Well, code of laws was already melded. Yeah, code of laws is already there, which means it's either city states, archery, oars, and the wheel. Ooh,
Oh,
there's the third clock. Oh my gosh,
oh,
okay.
oh, computers again?
No, that would be next turn.
But he's got self-service going.
I bet he does
He's gonna,
computers.
yes, he's gonna do computers again.
What? He did nothing.
Yeah.
He did flight. He didn't want to risk it.
Ooh, wow.
Huh.
Oh,
If he
it's
didn't
not that
do
he
it,
didn't want to. He forgot he didn't have a card under flight.
He didn't. Bummer.
Oh,
Yes. So did we.
I thought it was intentional.
Okay, so Block's turn. Let's see what Block is gonna do. You think
Yeah,
he's
like
gonna
with his
wipe out?
mobility act.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
probably
thinking.
mobility.
So get rid of self-service and perspective, I believe.
Perspective. Does it actually even help at this point? Like, you don't get rid of enough light bulbs. You don't get enough rid of enough leads. You don't get rid of like it's still just a yellow splay away from Empire.
It
I guess it gets
might.
closer in score.
Well, I mean, he could do mobility a couple of times and get a higher score and try to, get to
Yeah,
level
and
10 and
if you do it
beyond.
a couple of times, it does get rid of the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, they're both at 5 achievements each.
a couple of times, but not
We're trying
3
to
times.
just, figure out who gets the last achievement. So yeah, I'm just explaining to my husband. He's like,
Oh,
his expression is literally the same as what you just said. He said, "Whoa." So, yeah.
he. Mm, Swallows all of a sudden. All he needs is a castle.
Yes.
Yeah, but now mobility. I mean, well, we know he has a castle in hand, but we don't know. Like, it could be oars or archery, in which case that covers up his.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Needs to keep the clocks.
But I mean, I feel like if he wants, like, Block can just double mobility, and then he doesn't have enough light bulbs.
But then machinery would be a possibility.
Yeah, not what you really want.
All right. Now let me see if he uses mobility, enhance, and 8. Uh, Empiricism, Mass media splay your purples up. Splaying the purples is not going to do anything.
That browse all cards button, I just learned about that thanks to you today.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
Yep, collaboration is quite useless. He's gonna try and get to level 10. That's the last desperate move, right?
Collaboration is, as you say, not useful. Canning is probably not what he wants in this stage.
Exactly.
Mysticism probably not what he wants.
Yep.
Canning to railroad, maybe?
Yeah, but he's got nothing splayed. I mean,
yeah, railroad does basically nothing.
like just splay, and then you lose mathematics.
Yep.
You not doesn't seem worth it.
I'll withdraw.
I mean, I guess you can like do a desperation mathematics play, like maybe Paul doesn't want to show that. You can double mobility and you can draw. Those are really the only options.
Yellow mysticism.
with the garbage one that Paul put down and drawing a 4. Yeah, sounds great.
He loves to do that.
Could be good.
I know, but you know, Thwol, when he returns these cards, he thinks and thinks about, you know, all those other players' top cards, and he returns the worst possible card they could meld. And yeah, like we saw with the encyclopedia, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
Self-service is nice. Can be very nice to have.
yeah, but kind of useless at this time.
Depending on what he's got in his hand. Although, yeah, Swell's got the lead on crowns, leaves, light bulbs. Just not factories or castles. So.
Oh no, whatever will I do? I don't get to share mysticism.
Exactly. What are the worst case scenarios? If it were Thwol's turn now, what would be the worst outcome of computers? I wonder.
There's that purple card, I think, that has the lowest score wins or something. Was that AI? Robotics and software.
Yeah, it's robotics and software.
I mean, none of them seem like particularly like terrible. Like, you know, maybe some of them are not so useful.
I mean, globalization, if he melts globalization, that could help. You know, he will.
Then he
He
wins.
can't do the demand thing, but yes, the dogma.
Some stuff doesn't do much. AI, well, wouldn't hurt. It would be good to get AI out early if you're going to be computers in. Miniaturization would be a bit of a dud.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of duds.
Well, miniaturization, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miniaturization would be a win the following turn,
I
potentially.
guess at this point, there's a realistic path involving the universe.
Yeah, just the chain reaction of clocks.
Mm-hmm.
Meld a 10 that says to meld another 2 10s and says, you know. And even if you don't pull the universe, if you just run out the tens, it's another path. Subject only to AI.
I'm so tempted to type. Come on, guys, it's been an hour and a half. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly check where I'm at. What did we do? Nothing, okay. Hey, blood sugar looks good. Alright, perfect.
I guess block is like looking for outs, but I feel like I have not stopped liking Thwol's chances since, almost almost the beginning.
It just makes Thwol's mistake on the last turn more brutal. If I'm in Block's position, I'm thinking he just wasted half a turn. How can I? Were we more than half a turn apart? Maybe they were.
I think Block is thinking about what 10 Thwol could melt if he shares maths. So, yep, he's going over all those options.
Oh. Yeah, that's the Hail Mary play, right? Like if Block Mel gets databases, for example, half of the score pile would be, he's got 17 cards, so losing 8 of those would be all the 3s and 2s. 15, 21 points.
But on the other hand, if he does that, maybe it will just get bioengineering.
Yeah. Even databases would not be enough to put Block in the lead in terms of score.
And Gabriel is seriously in favor of the databases and stuff. I mean, all these cards.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what I would do as Block.
I think Block might know what that one was. That might have been something that came from his hand from that machinery play a long time ago. So if that's the case, then he knows whether or not he's at risk for an immediate loss to the Empire.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Maybe he doesn't know because since Thwol returned to one, he doesn't know which one of those ones. But he does have all the other ones in his score pile, so he does know which one is the achievement. So he knows within like 2 ones what that is.
Okay, so I do know what I'd be doing as Block, and that is I'd be reading through the log all the way back to when the happened.
Yes. Yeah, a
Yeah,
Block
probably have some more information on what that for is, although, like, how could it matter? But maybe it does. The reason Thwol held on to it.
Yes, he does that very deliberately, keeping what and returning what. He is very, very into that. So let's
Oh.
yes.
I wonder, could it be Reformation? Probably not. Maybe?
I mean, like, there's reasons to hold on to a bunch of different things. but one of them.
You know what? You are right. Reformation would do the trick at this time. Let me see. Let me see. Would it?
Well, yeah.
Nope.
He'd also
it
need
would
a
not.
red.
It
It would take like 2 turns or more.
Yeah, but Reformation is not going to give him 3 castles.
Right.
Yep.
But he can't use flight without a red card under it.
Mm-hmm.
Reformation might give him 3 castles because
The one.
not alone, but if you could touch the here we go. We do the mobility.
Oh. What if that 8 and 9 in Thwol's hand are yellow and purple? That would be ideal.
Yeah.
And at this point, 3 to 2. Oh, satellites.
I guess this is probably over, but I guess we'll see.
Okay, so
Corporations.
purple cards up.
Computers.
That was dangerous. That was a dangerous display.
So at this point, sharing computers might be a decent bid at what is it called? Universe, where they're all 8 or higher.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right now, Block's only got 2. Thwol's got 3. So he'd have to hit 2. He'd have to, depending, between melding something.
If he shares computers, does Block immediately get an achievement by melding up the green?
Oh, good question.
I think it might be. But does he need 1 light bulb, 2 leaves, and 2 crowns?
Oh yeah, I take it all back. Computers would instantly make Block win.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Green cards up.
Oof.
Yep, Thwol is just going to draw until he, I don't know, until he could get this.
If it were Block's turn right now,
He would satellites for sure.
yeah, satellites. For a second, I was thinking that was databases. I was wondering if it would be worth doing databases twice. Probably not, but it's irrelevant. Though. Yeah, so he needs leaves and crowns to get Empire and a light bulb.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the only things that make sense to me are melding something or using corporations.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, Block had once said that, if you have skyscrapers, you do not want to make the mistake of not using it. So,
Yeah, this is kind of like a Sophie's choice here. Like you can like get a chance to use satellites by using mobility, or you can keep mobility and then no, I guess that's probably what you want. You can't attack skyscrapers with mobility. I was confused with corporation. Yeah. I think you gotta give mobility up and like pray the satellite gets you there.
Oh man.
Yeah, because satellite is too useful to lose at this time. Yeah, mobility
Yeah,
is
it's
not
the
good.
thing that's protecting you from computers.
And let's see. If he loses mobility, what does he score? He scores a 4. That's it. Which is not
I
enough to win him the
mean, he's
game.
getting pretty close in score to be able to like threaten the win in mathematics. Like you could what choose? I guess you can't get rocketry would cover up mathematics. I wouldn't want that.
It's almost like
mass media.
I think we saw mass media a while ago. No, we didn't. Obviously, we didn't.
So then, like you could imagine getting a hit on mass media, and then you're like, it's an immediate threat of a win with mathematics.
But mass media
Satellite
would be
into
shared. It's almost like a trope. You melt satellites on your second action, and then you get skyscrapered.
It's wild that he's thinking about this.
Well, I think it goes back to what you were saying. If he gives up mobility, then he gets to use satellites, but that's a gamble. If he gives up
Okay, what
satellites,
happens if he keeps mobility? Like, well, what is he going to do with it? He can't attack skyscrapers. Like, what is he going to do? Attack philosophy?
Yep, philosophy.
yeah.
And that would suck, yeah, because there's nothing else that it could wipe. So, yes, losing mobility seems to be the right option at this time.
I guess the problem is he loses his factories. He
Yep,
loses
factory
his factories in
advantage.
general.
Yeah, and one of the two steps out of five towards Empire.
I mean, he's going to lose one of the two steps out of five, no matter which choice he makes.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you can't give him satellites. So, whichever one you give, you're going to lose the other one next time.
I mean, if you give mobility, like, you don't just lose satellites, you're also setting yourself up to lose mathematics, which is, your Hail Mary or whatever.
That's true. It's funny. Yeah. I hadn't realized that lowly 2 was the next highest ranking after satellites. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I still like Thwol's position better after everything.
That's what's crazy about it is that, every turn their position keeps changing. That's that's what happens when you have two such high ranking players. Now, admittedly, Block is a lot more used to playing real time as compared to Thwol. I think he said he gave up on real time in Arena. I think he gave up playing Arena because he lost a bunch of ELO.
Well, it's nice to see a game among experts that goes to 5 to 5 achievements and nines and tens and so on. That's often it doesn't get to that situation, so it's nice to see it every now and then.
Yeah. It's a cautionary tale about not splaying your cards early.
Yes, yes,
Maybe I
that's
should
true.
listen to that cautionary tale. I'm sure it's not a cautionary tale about like not just like getting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 achievements.
I, I guess we'll see. It's definitely one or the other.
Come on, Block. Did you go to smoke?
There we go.
Yep. And he loses gunpowder. I mean, he scores gunpowder, but man, I would have loved to keep industrialization.
Okay, satellites are bust. Don't tell me he's good at mathematics.
Oh.
You can
Purple.
just have a purple here, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Purple is all it takes.
Okay, so he got 4 clocks this way.
Oh. Bad luck. No purple.
Mm-hmm. Because next turn, I mean, unless Thwol melts an extra clock, it's going to be, I don't know. He will not be able to share, so.
Wild that there's no purple. We've seen 2 reds, yellow, green.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably do empiricism. You know, if he has empiricism and use it to
Who?
maybe
If
get yellows, play up yellows.
who are you talking about? Are you talking about Thwol or Block?
I'm talking about Thwol. He just needs
Oh, if
empire.
Thwol has a purple, the game ends right. If he has empiricism, the game would just immediately end with Empire.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, you are right. With universe, you're talking
That's what
about
John
universe.
John was saying that.
Yep. He will get a universe if he has the purple. Oh man.
He did not have the purple.
Oh
Oh.
man. You want to wipe out his 10? Is that what it is? Yep.
Hmm.
That's weird. Okay, so let's see what block does.
Oh, this is your chance, Block. Otherwise, I think you're going to start getting mobility.
Or yeah, mobility and then computers maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
once he gets hit by mobility once, I feel like it's all over
or
for
just
the or skyscrapers and then
skyscrapers.
mobility. Yeah.
Yeah. Or skyscrapers and then satellites. Given that he only needs a purple.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just thinking like, let's get mathematics off the board, but your way is probably safer.
Although, if he was to do what I just said, take satellites and use it, then he'd just get back the 8 that he just discarded, which is in purple, and the one that he would discard, and 1 9 that he hasn't seen yet. That's frustrating.
Now, are you guys thinking that the 8 that Thwol discarded was a purple? Is that what you were saying?
No, no, no,
Okay.
No, it's
no.
definitely
If Swell had a
not a
purple, it
purple.
would have been all over.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Which
So,
means it's in Block's hand. Or maybe not in the game. I mean,
We
achievement.
didn't see either of the two purples, so
Mm-hmm.
at least one of them is in Block's hand.
Mm.
uh, have we seen any purple nines? I guess not.
Mm-mm.
Not yet, no. The
Mm.
purples are strangely missing in this game.
Oh, yeah. So maybe he would just computers, like skyscrapers and then computers.
Could be. I mean, it might also depend on what Block puts down right here, what Block melds, because it might, you know, have a clock or
Oh,
have a
yeah. I mean,
have a factory or cover a clock or cover yeah.
if it was specialization, Block would win, but he would have done it by now. So
Which how do you win?
by splitting the green ones up.
Of course.
Specialization, yellow or blue cards up.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Mm,
then never mind.
never mind. What was it that splays up the green ones?
The green
Ma
ones, level 9. Um,
computers.
yes, that's computers.
Oh, oh,
Pyrrhisism.
oh, that's brutal.
And he's gonna go for green.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is there a green one left? What is the other collaboration? It can't be green. Collaboration has been scored,
Wow. Okay, so he gets
but he can take
red
all the
and
six.
purple? Really? He did not want to split up his greens?
He couldn't
Well,
have drawn a
he,
green.
he was just
Uh,
picking purple to get the purple out of circulation for Thrall.
yeah, and
That was
the
action one. Oh my god, that was only action one.
oof.
Do it again? I mean,
Yes, because I mean he could do mathematics because Thwol does not want to use the 8 with maths. Give me a second, I need to warm up my chai, it's cold. I'll be right back.
no, okay, sure.
Um,
So does Thrall have any immediate threat? I mean, can attack score with mass media? It doesn't really matter unless Block is like actively trying to get a mathematics win, which doesn't look like it.
he could do mobility and then computers.
Uh-huh. But there's
There
no
is.
there's no like insta win that we can see for Thrall. Like there's like Thwol's in a good position as he has been for a long time, but it's not like, oh, there's an immediate, like clear threat that he will achieve on the next cycle. Like he might, but it's not. There's not like a deterministic path to it.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So then, given that block like has like much less constrained space of possibilities because it's more like, well, what do I do to maximize my chances as opposed to like what do I have to do to like eliminate that deterministic path.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So, so if it was Thwol's turn now, I guess he could skyscrapers and then computers.
More mobility,
Yeah,
like
but
collaboration is a lot less scary, or maybe even double mobility. Get rid of empiricism and collaboration as well. Like
yeah,
if Block's board is mathematics, clothing, canning, mysticism, it's not very scary.
yeah. But on the other hand, if you take away all the green cards, that makes it potentially even less scary. I mean, at least it puts Empire further out of reach,
Hmm.
at least a little bit, and it
I
gets you
mean,
closer to.
if you do that twice, then like there's not enough clock. I mean, I guess like you play something with a clock, you split your greens up, it's all over.
Yeah, yeah,
Services seems like a bad move.
yeah.
What's going on? I refreshed my
Uh,
page to see what happened.
Nothing.
Yeah, I see no difference anywhere. I mean, services could still work. Transfer all the highest cards from your score pile to my hand.
You just lose either mathematics or satellites, probably, right?
Yes.
Probably satellites enabling Thwol to use computers twice, hoping for a purple or some other cascading end to the game.
Yes. So, block through a 9. And block is thinking about what to do. He's just going to draw, I think. I don't think he's gonna do satellites at this time. Sure. This last achievement has become almost painful.
Yeah.
Two people are just like burning their
If I
brains
can't
out.
win,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's like if I can't win, then you can't win either.
Exactly. John, it seems to be very popular even in my games that the last achievement seems to be the furthest. I get stuck at 5 achievements and then it's like, oh, what to do, what to do? And yeah, thankfully they also get stuck, so I'm happy. Karma gets all of us.
As long as everybody's miserable.
That's true. Yep, satellites is not going to be shared, man, because it could actually get, what is the other purple 8 that is left? Give me a second.
Actually, maybe satellites would be a good move for the same reason we were talking about before. That block will only have a small chance of drawing a purple card. And actually, oh no. If the 8 that block is holding is purple, then satellites is a non-starter, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't. That wouldn't matter because like the timing is so. First, Thwol would return his 8 and draw. Then Block would return his cards and draw. Block is going to get that 8 back. He'd just be shuffling the 9s a little bit.
Yeah. So if Block did satellites, Thwol would have a what? 1 out of 1 out of.
We don't know because
chance.
he might have the other purple in his hand already, in which case it's like a 0% chance, and Block would know that. Now he has to choose the order that the 9s are going back in. Which way does he want the 9s to go for Thwol? Okay, and now we see the
Oh, here we go. Oh man. Yeah, it was a small chance, but yes, it worked for him.
I mean, Block was in a bad position. It was not looking good for him. So, we can't look down on him for taking his best shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are right. Yes. So
if he'd waited just a little bit longer, I would have finished. I would have gone on for even longer, saying what a smart move satellites would be.
I mean, it might have been the smartest move. Like if it was like a 1 in 3 chance or whatever it was. Oh, he miscalculated. He thought it was working the way that you thought it was working, John, when you thought it was a less good idea.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure got to be too much for the men.
So Thwol
Endgame mistakes on both sides. It's a totally familiar feeling to me. Like playing in time games, I feel like I'm constantly making like endgame mistakes. But I think for these guys playing these slower ones, it's only in a very pressureful situation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. These guys, yeah. And I think they will probably join. I don't know if Block will join, but Thwol would probably join and talk about the game either today or yes, to talk about the game. They normally replay the game and talk about the moves.
Unfortunately, I'm like 45 minutes late to something. I just couldn't tear myself away. So please give my regards to both of them, and thank you very much for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining, and I really appreciate your help. It was great to have your point of view as well as your, input and stuff. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Let's see you guys around.
See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a great way for me to start my Saturday watching that.
Like I said, I'd kind of gotten things have gotten kind of stale because I hadn't looked at an ongoing tournament final in a long time. I mean, I would peek in now and then, but eh. So it was good to have that.
Yeah, it's such a nice game to come back to.
All right, I think I am going to stop the recording.
Bye, guys.
Hi, Thomas. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hello, and congratulations from me as well. That was super